Hi guys! So today we're doing the water sign messages for July 2025. We're going to do all three zodiac signs. So we're going to do Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio first. We're going to do a love spread of 5 Lenormand cards and clarify with tarot. And then we're going to do the career spread. Okay, so let's do Pisces first. Oof. Whoa, let's jump in. Okay, I want this one. Perfect. 5 cards. Wow, Pisces, we jumped right into your love reading. So you have the dog, the lilies, the child, the scythe, and the storks, or the stork. So if you were thinking of restarting something with someone, maybe someone that you're in separation with, or if there's a possibility for reconciliation here, I don't see it happening, or if it does happen, it'll be short-lived. It won't be sort of long-lasting. I see this in terms of starting something new with someone from the past, someone that maybe you were loyal to and that you had a lot of hopes set on this person. But I think that there was some kind of break situation here that happened in the past. The lilies usually it can mean a lot of different things, but one of the things that I'm getting right now is the serenity prayer, which talks about, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I feel like you guys either parted and went your separate ways, or you were in a period of no communication and separation, and now you're starting to you want to start things back up again, but it's short-lived. This new season that you're trying, or new era that you're trying to restart, or that they're trying to restart, it doesn't get off the ground, not fully. Let's dive in a little bit further to see and understand why. It feels to me like you are two different energies, like either your values or your priorities are somewhat different, because I feel like maybe while you're in a space of emotions and feelings and making things work no matter how difficult the circumstances, it feels like this person is a little bit more in their head about what it is that they want, and their priorities are maybe more surrounding with the logistical side of the relationship instead of the actual, or like the pragmatic, instead of like the feelings and trying to make things work just out of pure love and wanting to be together. There's this burden that comes with this relationship, and I want to say that it's mutual, and I think that part of it is, again, this sort of mix in priorities. Excuse me, I don't know why my throat is so like blocked right now. I was totally fine before 2 minutes before doing this reading. The person that you're dealing with could be an earth sign, but I'm also getting an air sign. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. In any case, the way that they feel to me is a little bit emotionally removed or cut off, or just not as in tune with their feelings, or maybe just not as a deep romantic type person, one that's going to talk about their feelings or try to be in an intimate sort of relationship with you, in terms of having actual intimacy and intimate type conversations. I think they're more pragmatic and more thinking about the logistics and the longevity of this relationship, the financial aspects, the academics, if school is still sort of involved in the situation, if there's a distance, if you guys live at a distance, sort of planning and strategizing for the future. Work, again, finances comes up here several times, here, and then here. I think, and I'll clarify with another deck here soon, but I almost get the sense of maybe taking your time to see where the chips fall might be in your best interest. I would hesitate to jump right in or jump back into whatever connection you guys had and like go full force the way you guys were going, because I think it's going to wear both of you out, and you're going to find that it's going to circle back around to sort of having a separation or no contact situation for the same reasons you split up the first time or the last time. I do think you both want it, but want it in different ways and maybe at a different pace, because I'm also getting the element of timing here. I have it here and here. So let's get more clarification on this, please. So we have the World, the Six of Wands, the Hierophant, the Sun, beautiful, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay. There is a possibility for success here. We see it in all three of these cards, primarily in these two, the Six of Wands and the Sun. You guys can have this, but you need to both be very, very, particularly you, need to be very patient. This person is building. This person is sort of building up the either confidence, the logistics, or the practicalities of being with you. They're planning. They're in the stages of planning, while I think you're already on board and on the ship. It's almost like a ship is about to go, you know, into the water, and you're already on the ship. You're already unpacked. You're in your, you know, like you already have everything ready, and this person is still trying to like get on board with their ticket and find their place and like talk to all these people to make sure it's leaving on time. You know what I mean? Like, you're ready to go to set sail off on this beautiful sort of adventure, and they're still trying to figure out where they fit into the whole process and what they contribute. Because I think at this point in time, they're not really able, I don't know if it's their finances, their maturity, or their education, like I said earlier, or even health. It's possible their health. Because I see it in Pentacles can also mean health. But I think that they're not quite, you guys, the pace that you guys are at is completely different. So if you were to slow it down and just sort of accept the stage where they're at right now, it could grow into something more, something very happy and successful. Because I think you could both get over whatever's happened in the past. It looks like I said, you know, there's been a separation or no contact situation. Whatever prompted that, you are able to overcome here and start anew. You can, but you're going to need to use moderation. And so to do things slowly, and they can come into fruition, but it's going to have to be kind of a slow burn and a slow process. I also see with the Hierophant, there needs to be a change in either beliefs or priorities or values for the two of you to be able to come together. This is the type of relationship that you're both very mature people. I don't necessarily sense, even though I have a page here, I don't think that this person is necessarily immature, because I have a King energy and there was a Queen energy here earlier. So I don't see an element of immaturity. I just feel like they, in terms of what they're able to give or contribute to the relationship, is not where they would like to be. So they can't commit to the degree that they'd like to under the current circumstances. So this is going to require quite a bit of compromising on your end and their end as well. But certainly it's going to require some compromise here on both of your sides in order to be able to adjust the values, the beliefs, and the priorities enough to be able to be together and be happy. So that is what you can expect in July, you guys. Let's do your career, Pisces. Let's see what career has in store for you. Okay. So career, oops. My goodness, they're all flipping out. That doesn't always happen. Career, please. Okay. What is going on with career? So you have the clover, the house, the garden, the cross, and the mice. Your work situation has changed or is changing, and this is causing some anxiety. It's kind of a blessing in disguise, and you know this about your situation. I don't know if you were demoted or if you lost your job or if you were reassigned, but there's been a change in your work environment. But it's a lucky break. It's sort of like a blessing in disguise, but it has caused some anxiety here, some sadness. Because it leaves you sort of feeling like, where am I at now, or what am I going to do now? The stability that was provided to you in this work situation that you had before is what is causing sort of anxiety on your end. Like it was kind of a very stable, sort of happy place that you were in, and you thought that you were very lucky and blessed to have that as a part of your life. And now that you don't have it, or that there's been this change, whether it's been like even something like getting reassigned to a different team, to where you don't work with the same people, and now like there's animosities or there's changes that you weren't expecting, that sort of dynamic is playing out here, and it's causing you a lot of stress over it. It's almost like the feeling of like, oh, I had it, like I had it in my hands and now it's gone, or it was taken from me. And even though it is still kind of a blessing, you're having a tough time finding the blessing in it. But you'll see it. We'll see about clarifying a little bit more. But I do see you, this actually in the long term ends up working out better for you. Let's find out more. Okay, Knight of Swords. Magician. Knight of Pentacles. Eight of Wands, Four of Wands. You'll be receiving a message here soon. Something's going to be changing within the next 2 months. So by the end of July, I think you will have, because right now I'm recording in mid-June, and I'm talking about within the next, probably at the very latest, middle of August. But I would probably say that by the end of July, your situation is going to look a lot different than it looks right now. There are going to be some changes. There is going to be some kind of offer or communication coming in, possibly from that prior opportunity or employment. You might still have an opportunity to go back to that team or to return, but there's something that you gained from this new change in perspective that you had to go through when you went through this situation of sort of being removed from this place, or just this change that happened. Because I can see that you're upset about it. There's anxiety and there's worry, but I also feel like there's a sense of anger that comes from this change, like a pessimism. But you can work things out on your own, it feels like. It's almost like you have quite a bit of power in this situation. And I think you know that, but I don't know why your hands are sort of tied. It feels like that. But there will be communication and there will be a change, and you will be happier. There is stability to be had in the future. Don't think that this was the only opportunity that you could get, or the only team you could play on, the only team that you could work with, or anything like that. Because I do think that there will be a change for the better as well. This change that you're going through, that you just went through, is temporary. It doesn't feel long lasting, although the lasting effects, the positive lasting effects, will be good. It'll be whatever it is that you learned from it that will help you in the long run. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Nine of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Again, when I was saying about the anxiety and feeling like anxious or worried about it. Fool, Empress, and wow, Eight of Wands again. See? Repeats. Eight of Wands, Eight of Wands. You get it twice again. There's a lot of momentum here, guys. There's a lot of momentum and a lot of change for you again. So you know what? You're probably going through a transitional period, and you're doing like a loop around, is what I feel. Because I don't think that you get like a new opportunity and a brand new start in somewhere else. It doesn't feel like that, even though there's a Fool in the middle. I think you loop back around somehow. Either there's an issue and you loop back around and tie up the loose ends, or something like that. But you will turn this feeling, like this emotional sort of situation for you, you will turn it around. Because look, we start with the Nine of Swords, go to the Five of Pentacles, and these two cards talk to me about being left, feeling sort of left out, being powerless, not really feeling like there's much to be won here. Lots of sleepless nights and anxiety over this whole thing. But the Nine of Swords always kind of reminds me that it's sort of worse in our minds than in reality. The fears that we have in our mind are always just a touch worse than what actually ends up happening most of the time, right? As is the case with this situation. Because if it really was as bad as you thought it would be, or it is, it would be a different card, not the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords to me is you are stressed and worried about it, but it's not as bad as it seems. Similar to that of the Eight of Swords. But you do turn this around, and it turns around in your favor, and you do feel, you end up feeling at the end of July into middle of August, you start feeling more in control, more empowered, and turn the situation around for the better. You're going to be getting a lot of communication. There's a lot of momentum, but again, there's a lot of change here. There is a lot of change. So, okay, Pisces, well, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to join again for August 2025. And now we are going to move on to Virgo. Sorry, Cancer. Hi, Cancer. So let's jump into your love for July 2025. What can you expect in your love life in 2025? July 2025. So you have the clouds, the scythe, the snake, the fox, and the stars. Okay. So I know it looks scary with like these two are probably some of the worst cards in the Lenormand, but don't fear, because actually the scythe is kind of cutting through this particular issue. Whatever problem you're having in your romantic relationship right now, or the partnership that you're in, or if you're single, whatever issue you're having at the moment, like not meeting the right kind of person or not meeting anybody at all, that's going to change for you in July. I do see a partnership, and I do see a cool partnership at that. So if you're already in a relationship, I do see it getting better and you guys getting on the same page, whereas before you were not. So if you were having communication issues, if you were having financial issues or fighting about money, if you were having problems related to family or the kids or the parents or the family, you know, whatever family like members are getting involved, or friends, if you were having issues, whatever the issues are within your relationship, those get resolved and you get put on the same path and sort of like bringing it and reeling it in together. You're meeting halfway and you're making it work. You end up being on the same team, if that makes sense. Like you have each other's back. If you're not and you're single, whatever lack of clarity you had in terms of where do I go to meet people, or am I not meeting the right person? Like, what do I do to meet the kind of like high caliber people I want to actually meet, or people that, you know, actually share my interests and like hobbies or morality, right? Politics, that sort of thing. That is going to be resolved. There is, I will say though, that there is sort of a need here for you to be able to act, however. So this isn't just a gift from the universe. This doesn't just, you know, it's not like a little magical fairy will come in and resolve your problems. This is actually here from the scythe to the foxes telling you as kind of a warning that you will need to take action in order for this to be able to happen. This also talks to me about reunions and reunions and reconciliations. So if you were in a no contact, or separation, you will get back together, back to the powerhouse couple dynamic, because I am getting very, very strong powerhouse, power couple vibes. You have to act though. Let's get the tarot and see. Oop, that one flew out and that one's going in the middle. Wow, there's a lot of stability here. Okay. So you have the Six of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Seven of Cups. It's possible that you're not really quite sure how that's all going to happen, but I'm telling you it's going to happen. That problem, that issue that you've been having, it's going to be resolved. It does require your action though, and so you're probably asking, well, like what action? What am I supposed to do about this? Number one, it's decide specifically what you want. You can't go after what you want, and you can't seek a resolution if you're unsure or unclear about what it is that you're trying to get out of the situation. You're going to need to work together with another person if you're in a relationship or separation, whatever it is, obviously working together with that particular person to get it back on track, to get the relationship back on track. If it's an app, if it is a specific hobby type group or community group, you're going to need to find your tribe and tap into that network. If it's a professional network, if you're trying to find someone within a specific industry. Again, this is love reading, but I'm talking about, like, you know, if you're in a specific industry and you feel like you would like to find someone that understands your job, because maybe your job is very specialized or very specific and only someone within that industry would be able to understand and like the dynamic, you know what I mean? Then those are the things, those are the types of organizations or groups that you're going to need to reach out to work together so that you can resolve this particular romantic issue that you're having. It's going to be a give and take. You're going to get what you give, what you put into the situation. However much you invest in terms of time, money, effort, you're going to get back, which is why this problem is going to be resolved, but you do need to act. Also, don't be afraid of starting somewhere, even if it's small. Just start is what it's saying. Just start. Baby steps, even if it's just baby steps. Like, you know, some people are really, really hesitant to look for romantic relationships in specific places. But just start somewhere, you know, like baby steps. Take a friend with you, for example, if you're trying to go to a specific, you know, place. Because I think that you've already sort of done your research. I want to say you've done your research in terms of either resolving this relationship problem with your partner, or you've already done enough research to know maybe what places you would like to look for love in. And now it's just kind of a matter of executing. The good news is that I don't want to say this, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. Yeah, I don't like saying that because I like cats. It makes me sad. But it also gets the message across, if you know what I mean. So there's more than one way to sort of go about resolving this issue. And you have to kind of do what's right for you. So I would just say make sure that it is a balanced approach. Don't go overboard with anything. King of Pentacles. Sorry, Ten of Cups. I don't know why I said Ten of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. Five of Cups. And the Moon. If, like I said, if there's a person here specifically, maybe possibly an earth sign or someone that, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or someone that demonstrates those qualities in terms of practicality, logical, good with money, stable, financially prosperous, calm, serious, that sort of thing, reliable, things will be resolved and you'll be able to get that Ten of Cups reconciliation, because I got that from the stars as well. If that's what you've been wishing for, wish granted. There's a turn of luck, a change in your luck when it comes to this partnership. There may be some underlying emotional things, though, that you will need to sort of work through. So if there are past hurts, if there are fears, if there's anything even subconscious that you guys are holding on to, hanging on to, you guys are going to need to resolve and talk about those issues in order to make sure that this relationship is fruitful. Again, if you're single and looking to meet new people, I do see someone potentially coming in here into your romantic future. But it will be up to you to, I don't want to say make the first move, but that's what I heard. So if there's someone that's caught your eye, and you find them in the same sort of space of like being calm, reliable, you know, that sort of serious energy, I would say you might need to make the first move. Otherwise, you'll regret it. It's not the sort of thing, like I said earlier, like it's not going to be a blessing in disguise and you're just offered a new thing. You're going to need to work for it. But at least you know now that in July 2025, you'll be working for it, because you will obtain whatever it is that you want. You just have to, you know, meet the universe halfway. And don't let your fears or anxieties get the best of you. Just kind of move forward towards what you want and you'll get it. Yay. Okay, so let's do your career. What can Cancer expect in career? Let's see. Cancer's career. I think it came out anyway, didn't it? Yeah. The fox was going to come out. It came out just, I put it back in, but I knew it was going to come out. Okay. So you have the cross, the fish, the fox, the sun, and the moon. I love that. I love to see the fox, or I'm sorry, the sun and the moon together. You know what made me think of this? Like right now, looking at all this. Money, 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 money. That song. Abundance. This is a lot of money. What's going on? You've had some disappointments in the past, maybe even recently, and you might not know where to go, or you're not really quite sure what direction to head in. I think you keep looking at the past and thinking about like maybe a missed opportunity in like your financial aspect, or your job, or you turned down a job and now you're kicking yourself, or you didn't show up to the interview because you were sick or something and you didn't call to cancel. Like whatever the situation is, you are regretting something from the past. But interestingly enough, money is coming your way in July 2025, and boy is it good. King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, the Sun and the Fish, Six of Wands, success, admiration, recognition. You're going to be successful in whatever venture you take part in this month, July 2025. You may have walked away from something in the past, and now, like I said, you might be kicking yourself thinking that that was like, that should have been the thing that stayed in your life, but it's not. You're where you are for a reason. You're meant to be exactly where you are for a reason, and it will bear fruit for you. It is the financially, like, it is the best financial place that you could possibly be in at this moment, is exactly where you are, even if it doesn't exactly feel that way right now. So you have the Page of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Judgment, and the Tower. Yeah. This is going to come out of nowhere. There might be a new opportunity that comes to you, and it's going to be out of nowhere, but there's a specific reason why you're exactly where you need to be. Something from the past might be coming back up. I don't know if it's the one that got away in terms of like career, but it's certainly something. I'm also getting it'll give you the home work-life balance that you want. This is a good opportunity. It's something that you worked towards and that maybe you didn't think would bear fruit, but it is, and it finally will in July 2025. But it's coming out of the blue. It's also something that makes you very happy. So I see both money and like emotional joy, like fulfillment, like happiness. Let's see. Eight of Wands, Ten of Swords. Wow, look at that. Judgment twice. You have been questioning if you're in the right place. You are, though. Four of Cups, Ace of Wands. There's something about your current situation that you're very unhappy with. It might be not giving you it might not be giving you the financial like liberties that you want, or it might not give you the work-home life balance that you want. There's something is inconvenient about your current situation. You might be even unemployed. But there's something here from the past that's coming back up. I'm also getting that you're going to be doing, and you probably are already doing this, doing a lot of reevaluating of what's right for you. Because things that didn't work out for you in the past, they didn't work out for you for a reason. They sort of were failures, but they were failures for a reason, or they didn't like get off the ground for a reason. And now things are going to start to move a lot more quickly. This is a brand new start, but it's not the way that you thought it was going to be. This is sort of different. This is unexpected. This is an unexpected new start, both financially and emotionally, in terms of your fulfillment that you get from work. It might be like a passion, like a passion project that pays you now, though. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. It's like a passion project that now like pays you, and it's going to make you very, very happy here with both the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups. You're going to feel very happy and fulfilled here spiritually as well. It's almost like, you know, that saying, like, if you do what you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life. It's going to be kind of like that. It doesn't really necessarily feel like work, but it is going to pay the bills and then some. I am telling you. And it's not just the paycheck. I feel like it's the whole. It's like all of it. If you wanted the job that was going to, like, you know, have a retirement plan, have medical, dental, vision, have some kind of maybe even transport subsidy or commuter, you know, stipend, stuff like that, you know, all of the bells and whistles that come with a new job, any employee perks. It's going to be like a very holistic type of employment opportunity or project opportunity, whatever you're doing. This is going to be really good for you guys. How awesome, Cancer. Let me know how it goes. July 2025 looks like it's going to be a surprisingly good month. And it's funny because I don't think you see it coming. It doesn't look like you know exactly what's going to happen. And if you think you know what's going to happen, I have a feeling you don't. You don't exactly know all of it. You will be surprised. Be open to that. All right, guys, let's move on to Scorpio. So Scorpio, what can we do? What can we know for Scorpio in love? July 2025. What can Scorpio... Oh. What can Scorpio know? Love. July 2025. Okay. The anchor, the rider, the crossroads, the key, and the cross. Well, you definitely have decisions to make. You have options, looks like. There's something here about maybe a relationship that you've had that's been a long-term relationship. But I want to say it's not like the healthiest relationship. Or it brings out an unhealthy side of you, or this person is maybe not in the best place to have a healthy relationship with you. There are feelings of shame, of guilt, of maybe even sadness or depression associated with this. But it also feels like a very sort of long-term relationship. So if you guys aren't already married or in an engagement or in a long-term partnership, perhaps it could mean that you both intended for this relationship to be a serious, long-lasting, committed relationship, but it's a very heavy sort of dynamic situation. I think you have questions about your stability, not emotional necessarily, but more financial, practical, and just in terms of your longevity and your stability and your sort of even solvency from this relationship. So you guys might be already living together, like very, very committed in some way. But you have questions about that. You're not really quite sure if this relationship will give you that long-term sort of vision that you have for it. I also see that there is going to be some kind of message coming in related that's going to be very important to this dynamic. I think it might change things, and we'll get more clarifiers here with the tarot. But there is some kind of incoming communication from this person to you about something. They might either be revealing something to you that you don't know already. This could be feelings, passions, things like that, money-related matters. But that's what I'm getting. There's also something about this partnership that I feel like this relationship feels a little bit heavy to me, you guys. It feels like you feel a little bit stuck or trapped in some way. I also feel like there is something about this relationship, though, is like, I feel like you're in your thoughts or in your heart or both. You feel like if this relationship were to work out, it could be forever. It could be for a very long time. It would be like a wish come true type connection, but it's just not. It's almost like it's not destined to be. That's how you're feeling. Let's see if this person feels the same or otherwise. This one's one. Otherwise. I'll put that here. Yeah. This person, whoever you're dealing with, does not want to let you go. 3 of Wands, 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, Justice, 10 of Pentacles. Jeez, you guys. Okay. I would be surprised if you're not already married, engaged, have kids together, have fur babies, or are like living together and committed, or at least have talked about very serious, like have had very serious conversations about what it's going to look like once you guys get together forever. You know what I mean? Like that is the vibe. That is the energy. This person has their eyes set on you. They're very serious and intentional about making this relationship work. I also feel like you in the past have had those same feelings of trying to make this work. If it were to work out, my gosh, would this be the most amazing, amazing relationship. You have a rainbow here. You have a rainbow here. You have so much love and so much like family. Again, I still get the sense that you guys either have kids together, live together, are married, are engaged, or bare minimum have had these very, very heavy, deep conversations about those things, having those things together, wanting to have, you know, fur babies or real babies together. And there's this like waiting period, yet it feels like there's this waiting period. So you might have that already, but aren't married or haven't like, you know, sealed the deal in some way. Or you're very serious about each other, but you haven't like sort of cemented the relationship in some way. So whatever that looks like for you, if it's like you guys have been together for like a long time, a few years, but you've never met the family or something, like where it's like we're very serious about each other, but yet we're not like fully sort of invested or fully quite there. There's a change that happens here with whatever it is that they want to tell you, because they are coming in with a message that's unlocking something. They're either, I feel like it's going to be a vulnerable conversation, and you're going to be learning about this person. You're going to see a different side of them, or a side that you know they only exclusively keep for themselves, or you've only caught glimpses of. They're going to be very intentional about what they say to you. And I have a suspicion it's about specifically how much they care about you and the relationship, and how much they want to make this work. Also, how much you owe it to yourselves to make this work. Owe it to yourselves, possibly even each other, right? Okay. Page of Cups, Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, the Sun, the Five of Swords. I think out of the two, you're the one having the doubts. I think they're in. I think they're all in. But I think you, Scorpio, are having doubts about this particular person, the longevity of this relationship. You're wondering if it's just passions and emotions and not enough compatibility. Not enough alignment. Even though this person does feel aligned with you, I don't think it's mutual. I don't think this is reciprocated, not to the degree to which this person feels about you. This person's more invested in you than vice versa. There might be kids involved. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or older kids even. Teenagers and that sort, older adults, or like young adults, I'm sorry. Earth signs as well. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. I think in July, the choice for you is you can either listen to this person, try to work things out, continue on this trajectory that you guys have built, or building, or in. Or you continue to have doubts. I don't see you leaving the relationship. I don't see you walking away. I do see you sort of remaining in this doubtful state, though. It's almost like whatever it is that they tell you at this point, it might not necessarily be enough for you, or enough to kind of like, it's not enough to like take you out of those feelings of like shame or embarrassment or guilt or just sadness. There's something heavy about this relationship, and it's not showing me what it is. I have a feeling the person that you're dealing with, because if you're going through all of these feelings of like guilt, sadness, and shame and embarrassment, there's something that this person is sort of projecting, and then there's something that this person is keeping hidden or keeping just to themselves. And that's the part that maybe only you see. It's exclusive to just you or the home life or something like that. And so you're not really quite sure of whether this is really going to last as long as you both sort of intended it to. What do I want? Yeah, okay. I do see whatever information they're giving you, whatever they're sharing, whatever vulnerability or intimate moment they plan on having with you. I do see it sort of adjusting the balances, if you will. I do see it being like an olive branch that this person extends, or some kind of righting wrongs. It could be an apology. It doesn't feel like an apology though, specifically. It's more of like, this, I'm changing this because I've done this wrong, or I've decided to blah blah blah. It feels like more action oriented than just like a bare bone apology, like feelings. So that's what it feels like to me. Your challenge will be to accept it, to be receiving of that information, of those feelings, of that action, whatever the plan is. Be receptive to what this person has to say. Not feel either offended by it or not react, right? Not take yourself sort of out of the equation and receive the message almost objectively rather than subjectively. And you will have a sort of a new beginning, or an emotional new beginning, or opportunity to be able to bond and have an intimate moment with this person. And when I say intimate, I mean like emotionally intimate, right? Where you're actually connecting. But you choose which route to take. Because again, I don't see you leaving the situation. I see you being between, do I resolve this and do I give them vulnerability in return? Which will make you happy. It will be sort of helpful. It will be sort of meeting halfway with this person. Or will I continue to sort of stick to my guns and continue to feel the offenses that this person has sort of done against me, right? So it's really your choice. It's up to you. But there is an opportunity here to sort of let bygones be bygones with this person, or to forgive them, or to talk through some of the problems that you've had. Okay, Scorpio, let's do your career. And for July 2025. Okay. So, what can Scorpio expect in July 2025? And don't forget to come next month, August 2025, for your August month. And check out the pick of cards on the channel. Those are always super fun. And there's dailies. Actually, I'm doing dailies as well. Y'all are keeping me busy. Okay, Scorpio and career. This one. Nice, guys. Oh my gosh, this is like the best career reading. So you have the bouquet, the clover, the sun, the ship and the storks. You're welcoming a new season of your prosperity here. It's either a new project that you really enjoy, a new job that you really, really like, or you're starting like a new season within that particular job or employment that you have. If you're a teacher, you're sort of enjoying your summer break, right? And you're gonna get out in the sun for a little bit. And you're just kind of resting and having that period of rest and that period of like recovery before you start the next year, but it sort of pumps you up for the next school year. I don't know why I'm getting teachers. I normally don't channel that type of industry, so that's pretty cool. But I do see like a different season, a new season. It's also a very like fortunate, if you're looking for employment, I see you making all the right connections, talking to all the right people, and just being at the right place at the right time. There's sort of like this feeling of if you are at an event and maybe you're just, it's like the weekend and you're out with your friends and you happen to like, you know, come across someone that works at a company you just applied to, and you're like, oh, I just applied there, and they're like, oh, I work in HR, what did you apply for? And you tell them and they're like, oh, okay, cool, well, I'm glad I'm meeting you, like I'll make sure to like check out for your application, something like that. But it's kind of like a chance meeting, like a chance encounter that you like rub elbows with the right people. But there's some really good luck coming in here for you in the job market if you're looking for a job or a new job. If you heard my neck, I apologize. My neck's hurting. I also think that whatever opportunity you have next is sort of going to align both mentally and emotionally for you. So it's going to be very balanced in the sense that you're going to be doing something you really enjoy doing while also be very good at. Like your skill set is sort of perfect for this next opportunity. But I do see you starting something new or like a new season in whatever projects you're looking at. Oh, this is good. King of Swords, the Hanged Man, King of Cups, Justice. Lots of people with Two of Cups. Beautiful. Like I said, this next opportunity is going to align you both mentally and emotionally. That's where this Two of Cups is coming from. In a relationship context, obviously, this is love, partnerships, meeting equals, right? Like two people coming to the relationship equally. In a career reading, this is about alignment. This is about basically fitting into the perfect job that you are both capable and like an expert in, but also really enjoy and love doing. I don't know what kind of space you're in, simply because it's just telling me all of this good news coming your way. But I do get the sense that you've had your fair share of challenges recently, and specifically maybe related to delays. So time. I feel like some time has passed from when you wish you would have sort of received this opportunity, if that makes sense. Like this is the long time coming, is what I want to say. Get there, Evelyn. Get there. This is a long time coming, this opportunity, but I promise you that once you get it, it is worth the wait. I have complete alignment here, both mentally and in my heart space with this reading. You have the Queen of Swords, King of Swords. You have the Queen of Cups, King of Cups. You have the Two of Cups. And then Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, with Justice as well. You've worked really hard. Scorpio, you have worked really hard to get here. And maybe your hard work went unnoticed for years, but you're getting your time to shine. It is your time to shine, July 2025. This is well earned, well deserved. I think whatever delay was in your past, or whatever delay maybe you're in right now leading into July 2025, it was sort of meant to be. It was meant to give you a new perspective of maybe what what is valuable to you, or maybe what you're good at, or maybe what you want and desire. So it's sort of like whatever's happened in the past was kind of a different you, but the you that you are today and who you are right now is a little different. And because it's different, this delay or however long this opportunity took to get to your plate, to get to your due justice, right? Like what's rightfully yours karmically, like karmic justice, it was meant to enlighten you about your value, your worth in the workplace, but also your creative, your creative skills, your capacity, your capabilities, all of that. I think it was meant to make you a stronger person emotionally, like inside and out, to be honest with you. And then also smarter about how you go about treating others, but how you expect for them to treat you and value you in the workplace. Okay. King of Wands, High Priestess, Page of Wands, Hierophant. Wow. King of Cups again. King of Cups, you're going to be very happy at this next job. Very, very, very happy. If this could also be like a sort of a person that you report to, if you're reporting to someone who it has a little bit more of a masculine energy, you could have a masculine energy be very, very fair to where your hard work is finally officially going to be recognized. Your expertise, your skills that you bring to the workplace are finally going to be recognized. I also see a lot of learning. I think, again, this delay was meant to grow you emotionally, but here it's telling me that it was also meant to grow you mentally and intellectually. So you may have gotten like a degree or certification or license or some kind of like revamping of your resume before this opportunity, and maybe you needed that in order to be able to be the best self that you could possibly be into this new position. It's also very like, again, it's like passion project meets money. You're very excited about this. And it might have something to do with your past. I feel like this may have been the kind of opportunity that you've been wanting to have it for a really long time, but you weren't really quite ready. Or if you've been ready for a really long time, there was just something in the ether that sort of prevented it until you're fully ripe. I think with time you'll realize that it came at the perfect time, even though it felt delayed and overdue. It's coming in at the perfect time, because I'm getting that with the High Priestess, the Hierophant, and the Clover. Also with the Storks, this is going to be a brand new start for you, a new season where you're going to be feeling like, you know, whatever shoes you had to fill, you're filling those and then some. So that is your reading, Scorpio. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, water signs, and I will see you guys next month. Don't forget to check out the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and I will see you guys next month. Bye.